Okay, good morning once again. There are four presenters today. I've already asked the presenters to keep their talk for at least 25 minutes. I will give a signal of 5 minutes, which meaning that's all you have left. And please, audience, if I could ask you to ask questions at the end of each presentation rather than statements. Okay, we'll begin the presentation with Andrea from Slovenia. Thank you.
So good morning. My name is Andrea Schut, and the papers that you received, I'm something and SUT, it's Andrea Schut. As Michelle said, I come from Slovenia. This is a small country in Europe. I am a teacher at a primary school, which is obligatory in Slovenia from age 6 till 15. I start teaching German language in classes up to 4. The students are 10 years old, and I am a mentor of a debate club. So my school is located there on the northeast. As you can see, we are direct on the border with Croatia. We are very near to the border with Hungary and from Austria. So the dialect that we use is quite different from the official language in Slovenia. And this is also one of the things that enables us to be so successful as the rest of the students from Slovenia. In my presentation, I will present you a project that my school started previous school year, and we are continuing it also this one. The project is financed from the European Union and from the Slovenian Ministry for Education. The Europe and also the rest of the world is spending very much money on that problem that I will present you. So, the 21st century, they say it's a century of texts. We are surrounded by written material in our everyday life and everywhere. So it is very important for us, and especially for the students, to know how to read these written materials and how to use the information in our everyday life for our own knowledge and for us to be a good member of the brighter society. And therefore, we had an education about following subjects, like reading. What is reading? It's a progression of skills that begins with the ability to understand spoken words and decode written words and culminates in the deep understanding of texts. Reading is ability to approach printed material with critical analysis, interference and synthesis. 21st century question is not if people can read or not, but rather how well they can read and use different kinds of information. This is what we find very important. I hope it's going to work in a while. So it's on internet. So what we did at school was we defined what is reading literacy. There are many definitions. The most basic we could say is understanding of printed material. But the definitions are cultural, political, and historical, depending on the context in which they are used. I chose some definitions that we use in Slovenia from very good experts that are also known in a European context. These are Dr. Sonja Pečjak and another one. So, I'll just speak free. Almost all definitions of the reading literacy are about that, how good you can use and understand information from different kinds of texts, how well you can use it for your own process of learning and for further education, to gather more knowledge, to be better in a labor market. If your reading literacy is low, bad, the students that have this usually don't continue with their further education. And if they are not educated, they are not good in the labor market. They cannot get So different and good jobs. And nowadays, I apologize myself, I'm pressing, but it's not moving forward. It's on internet, on SkyDrive, so I apologize myself, but I can speak free. So first we were using the definitions of reading literacy. What is it about? Why is it important for students' personal life? Oh, thank you. No. So reading literacy encompasses a broad of competences as writing, speaking, listening, observation, visual representations, numeracy, use of technology, critical thinking, and problem solving. This is a definition from the European Union, which are we part, and we're using it in our project. This is also a definition from UNESCO. As I said, all of them have in common that is reading literacy is important for you as a person, that you can be a full member of the society as such. These are different kinds of literacies. It depends on the context in which you make the definition. Why we started dealing with that problem in our country, in my school, and in Europe as such, and in the whole world, because we have some international studies like PEARLS, TIMSS, and PISA that are studying a reading achievement. PEARLS is in 4th grade, PISA is at 15-year-old students, and they are discovering that the reading comprehension of students is very low. And these results gave us to think and that we have to change something. And afterwards I will tell you what we changed. So as said, PEARLS is an international studies, and it has two parts. One is reading comprehension test, and the second is the background questionnaire that all students are answering. The assessment focuses on three main areas of literacy: process of comprehension, purpose for reading, and reading behavior and attitudes. This is for the students, and they are reading two kinds of texts. One is about reading experience, and the other is about reading to acquire and use information. And the background questionnaire is used to determine the reading behavior and attitudes. And the PISA is taken every 5 years. The last one was in 2011, then 2006, 2001. And the results, the reading report, was in December 2012 presented. And it's including educational context for reading, home environment support, students' background and attitudes towards reading, the reading curriculum, teachers' education and training, and classroom characteristic and activities. And the results for Slovenia are 195 schools took part, 4,500 students. They wrote a test and then they make a background questionnaire, so as students, teachers, parents, and the school directors. And the result for Slovenia was, in year 2011, 530 points. The reading literacy is not the worst, but we are not one of the best. But the good news is that since 1991, since we first time took part in this international study, we had 470 points and our results are increasing. This is encouraging for us, and that's why we want to do more. What was a surprise for us teachers in Slovenia from that report months ago? That only 8% is the influence from the school experience, from educational context for reading, and that 92% is the influence from children's home, from environment support. As education from the parents, expectations towards the students, economy, income of the family, the area where they live, or if they are foreigners, if they are immigrants, attitude from the family towards education, if they find it important and no. We were totally surprised that in school we have only 8% of our influence. We expected more. So the same was with PISA. PISA is testing 15-year-old students on 3 areas: reading, mathematics, and science. And difference between PEARLS and PISA, they say that PEARLS is more curriculum connected and that PISA is testing children's in task. There are real life problems and connected to the lifelong learning. And for Slovenia, we were tested in year 2009. As you can see, in reading, the Slovenia has 79% of tested pupils had basic reading comprehension. The average in the world was 81%, in European Union was 82%, so we are quite below the average. In mathematics and in science, we are doing better. And all these results we can find in Europe, if you are a member of Europe, on the Euridice network. They're posting all the results, all the studies that they make, suggestion, what we can do. And this is on the European Union level and in the national level. If you click on the country, you can get information for you. In Europe, so since 2002, they made first big project that will last till 2010. They wanted to achieve that the percentage of students with low basic reading comprehension is decreasing. By 2006, they discovered that these international studies show that the situation is not getting better. So they accepted 8 key competences for lifelong learning, which I will present in a few minutes. And 2009, they made a new project for Europe 2020. The goal is that the percentage of students with only basic literacy comprehension will be under 15%. So we are hoping that we are going to achieve that goal till the year 2020. A very important thing that we are trying to keep in mind is that nowadays we are speaking about lifelong learning. During the last 50 years, constant scientific and technological innovation and changes has profound effect on learning and needs and styles. The technology is improving very fast, is changing every day, so we need new methods to learn in different ways, and we have to learn every day in our whole life. So what was considered an adequate level of skills 10 years ago is found lacking today, and because of the technological change is likely to continue, we can anticipate that the skills of today will not be sufficient 10 years in the future. So that's why we speak about lifelong learning, because the life and technology is changing very fast. That term, lifelong learning, recognizes that learning is not linked only to the childhood or the classroom only, but also takes place throughout the life and in a range of situations. We do not learn only in school. 2006, the European Parliament and Council accepted these 8 key competences that we are now trying to bring by our children at school. This is communication and mother tongue, communication in foreign languages, mathematical competences and basic competences in science and technology, digital competences, learning to learn, social and civic competences, sense of initiative, cultural awareness and expressions. These competences, we cannot learn them separately. They are combined. We learn them all, many of them at the same time. In this, our project, we are focusing on the competence learning to learn, because we discovered that children want to be successful, they want to have knowledge, they want to be good prepared for their life, but they just don't know how to learn. And we are speaking about self-regulation. We want to make students more aware of their learning process, because afterwards, when they leave school, they will also have to learn in everyday life. So in this process of problem solving, the students are using self-observation, self-judgment, self-reaction to attend to information, plan and managing time, process, organizing their knowledge, establishing a productive work environment, and use of resources effectively, and experience a positive anticipation about the potential outcomes of learning new information. We want to make clear for the students that they are responsible for their knowledge. They have to use their own skills that they have, their own potentials. They are not all the same. Nobody can reach the same level. But this, what they have, they should use it. So therefore, we are using more reading strategies. The previous school year, the whole school year, all teachers and all students were learning these reading methods that I will present. We all teachers have to use them in our classrooms, from music, art, mathematics, languages. In every subject we use these literary strategies. Me personally, I use them by teaching foreign language and by teaching debate. And on forward, I will focus what we did with these literary strategies with the debate. We are in our debate club. We prepare ourselves on different kind of motions, and we prepare ourselves to participate in a debate tournament that we have in Slovenia in our mother language, and we have it also in English. And when we get the topic, we use following method. It's called KVL chart. Before we read the texts that are about that motion that we are going to debate, key stands for what I know. We are talking about this, what the students already know about that motion, about that material that is going to be debated about. We make it just simple brainstorming. And V stands for what I want to learn, what I want to know. The students, the debaters, try to write down the questions, what they would like to learn about that motion. And L is after the reading, it stands for what I learned. They write down in this chart what they learn after reading the materials, information about that topic they're going to debate. They search themselves for the informations from the newspaper, books, or from the internet. And there is another method. This is SQ3R. First step is a survey. When they find information in internet, they get a short overview of the material. They look at the headlines, at the pictures, at the paragraphs, and if there is short summary. First, to get an overview. And then the second is always very important to ask yourself a question. What do you expect? What this written material is going to be about? What can you probably find out about this subject? And then they read the text. They read it more often. Once is usually not enough. And then they recite. The students should try to answer questions after the reading without reading the text once more. And the last step is review. They try to reread these parts of the text that gave them the answer to their questions. So they reread again the most important part. The next is PAUK strategy. The students read the text several times, and then they make a chart. On the left side, they write the most important informations, and on the right side, they write out only the important key words. And then we write this on the paper, and then they put it together. They learn about that topic only with the key words. If it's too difficult, they can help themselves with the information on the left side. This is a very good when they're preparing a speech, because we try to teach them to speak free, not only to read everything what they found about that information. Our students are still young and they don't feel so secure, and they really are, they like to write their speeches from hello, my name is, till the end, thank you for listening. And with this method, we try to minimalize this. And there is the most difficult method that we can use in a classroom. It's they work in groups. They could be 3 or 4 students. With the debaters, this is the best method because they're working among themselves. It takes quite a lot of time to teach them to use that method in a good way. It's difficult, especially for the weak students, but with debaters usually goes quite fine. So when we get the motion, we try to predict what it's going to be about. They're asking some of the questions. What could they know about it? What are they going to read about? And among themselves, after the reading, they are clarifying something that was not clear for them. Maybe some words, maybe some definitions or some problems, but they are clarifying this among themselves. And at the last is summarizing. They're writing them down what was the most important, what they should remember about that text that they were reading about. They're doing it among themselves with the written material, and they follow these steps. It's not like somebody is doing one role, but everybody does everything, and they're doing among themselves. So it's not the teacher or the mentor the one that is telling them how to what to write in an argument and what to write. There is a last method that we use at debate. It's called fishbone, and students read a text and then draw a fish, and they're searching for cause-consequences relationships. This is very important for the debate when you make an argument, when you have to understand very well the topic that you're talking about. And it's a simple method, but it's very visualized, and it's very efficient. We were surprised at the beginning. It looks so simple, but in the text that is over more pages and about, for example, we were debating on nuclear energy, what is not so known for the students. It was quite a help that we understood what belongs where. And I kind of switched off. The last thing, what I did, the only thing I didn't talk about now was the motivation. I was talking about the students that we try to make them to realize that they are responsible for their knowledge, for their understanding. And we know that all students want to be successful, but some of them sit by the problem, some of them are willing to improve, and some don't. And so we discovered that this is a question of motivation that the students have. And I discovered that when we prepare for the debate in the classroom or for the tournament, debate is a very big motivation for them. After the discussion with students, we realized that when you read a text, you use these strategies, you have better understanding, you have more knowledge, you understand the topic better. And this is it. You can write a test, you get a good grade, or maybe you have oral testing, and this is it. By the debate, you have somebody with who you debate, you have some opponents, and you realize that it's very good if you know what you are talking about, if you know very good what somebody else is probably going to talk about, so you can negate them, you can ask questions, and the debate is very good because they prepared themselves very, very good. They use this strategy as a help. They prepared good arguments, they prepared negation, questions, and with this we try to achieve that they really understand something, and so this is maybe a one step towards critical thinking that we would like to achieve for them. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Is there any questions to ask? Any questions? Corey?
Yes, I had a question. Andrea, you mentioned that you live in a place where there are many linguistic influences from surrounding countries and people moving, the movement of people from different places. I'm wondering if you did anything or if you continue to do anything to try, I don't know if that was me or something else, if there was anything that you do in this process with the students to counter the impact of that multilingual society and what those things might have been?
Yeah. You know, sometimes they say that Slovenian is the first foreign language for our students. No, we really, at teaching Slovenian, we have to struggle more. So this is the first step at school, reading, talking in official language, which is obligatory so for the students, so for the teachers. But the students, you really must, sorry, not in the dialect. We are lucky that we can learn easily foreign languages because we have different vocals, like German is very close, it's nearly in our blood, and Croatian. School is the one that can give them influence of Slovenian because they don't watch national television, they watch English programs, and the school is really the only one, and that's why they are not so good at results, because at home they don't speak Slovenian, they speak dialect.
Okay, thank you. Is there another question? Lady at the back.
Hi, my name is Bibi. I'm a professor in Kuwait University, and I really like the Olga's method, the KWL chart. But I was wondering if you give us more details about how you apply it in the classroom. Is there any preparation stage before they apply it, and some details, because I'm very interested in that.
It's a very good method. I recommend it. So the first, you have to have teachers to teach them that method, so they can explain it very well. And then in the classroom, first you present it to the students. This is a method that you do it before reading and after the reading some text. First, we give them these charts. We have it on a computer. It's important that you write down in K what you already know about that topic. You tell them, I don't know, North America, maybe you learn about that. They have to write everything down, what they already know. This is brainstorming. And afterwards, you tell them, we are going to read a text from the book at school or from the newspaper or from the internet. And what would you like to know about that topic? You now already know that America is, I don't know how much big, it has so many countries, the president is that and that person. What would you like to learn about that topic? I don't know, how is the weather like, what's the time now in New York or something? And also, they must write that down. And then it's reading. For the better students, it's enough if they read the text once, and then they look at their questions, if they found the answers. If they didn't find all the answers, they have to read again. Sometimes it happens that the students writes down such a questions that none of them is in the text. And then they go back and write a new questions. Because they're, the text is nothing about, maybe it's about, I don't know, literature or crime or something. And after a few times reading, it's the last column in which they write what they learned new about that topic.
Okay, I'm going to have to bring the questions to a close. It's the next presentation, and that is going to be Metka. But thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, okay.
An orator is made, a poet is born, is a Roman quotation. I believe this statement is true. I also believe that someone can become a good public speaker as early as in the primary school, being able to work independently and doing researches in different fields, also in language learning and literature. And I believe that debate is a method that makes this possible. Hello everyone, I'm Metka Resek from Slovenia, and I'm a teacher of Slovene language and literature in a primary school, very small primary school in Žirovnica in the northwest side of Slovenia. And now I will show you some photos of my school where I work in. This is a school. This is our library and new gym. And this is on this is my team, debate team from the last year. This team won the national middle school debate tournament. Yeah. Okay. In Slovenia, pupils go to primary school between the age of 6 to 15, so it takes 9 years. I teach pupils from the age of 10 to 15. In the last year of the primary school, I teach rhetoric as an optional subject and have been a mentor of the debate club. I enjoy being a mentor of the debate club because I really like to observe how pupils improve the skills of speaking and see how they are passionate about it. We know how many positive effects a debate has on pupils. I don't know. Yeah, okay. They gain knowledge. I don't think this slide is. How can I go back? Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, thank you. Sorry. We all know that in debate, pupils gain knowledge. They develop critical thinking, learn to speak in public and learn to listen, and learn to cooperate and work as a team. Debaters become more tolerant, self-confident, and they develop into great and strong-minded speakers who are able to express their options and argumentate it. But what about other pupils who do not participate in a debate club and do not go to debate tournaments? Usually, they have problems with any sort of public speaking. They lack self-confidence and they resist speaking in front of the class. Of course, every year they have to participate in some public speaking in classes like history, geography, biology, and also at Slovene, because developing public speaking is started in our syllabus. But with most pupils, such experience is more or less just repeating of facts learned by heart, and they do not improve as public speakers. So this is the reason that for some years now in 8th and 9th grade, I carry out debates with different literature and language topics. I use the debate to check familiarity with the topic, the extent of new knowledge, reading and understanding skills, and for independent research and getting to know the new topic. So far, we debated on following statements. For example, from the language, formal language should be spoken in schools by both teachers and pupils. And the second one was the learning of Slovene grammar is unnecessary. And we debated on some motions from the area of literature, about literature period as a theme, then the comparison of two authors or the understanding of hero's action in some literary work. But in previous years, debates in my classes were unplanned, and therefore I had some difficulties. The biggest problem was always time. Class is no longer than 45 minutes in our schools, which unfortunately is too short to carry out the usual debate using the Karl Popper format. My wish was to give comments about the debate, but then again we were always running out of time. The second problem was not active pupils during the debate. The majority of work was done by 6 debaters. Some of the others were bored during the debate. Then I never managed to make shy pupils take active part in the debate. And it was always the case that some were not ready for the debated statement. Therefore, I set myself a goal that all pupils of the 9th grade are faced as often as possible with the speaker role, and then all members of the group get better at speaking publicly. The goal is to achieve a spontaneous, creative, critical, and last but not least, a self-confident speaking performance by using the debate, a powerful learning method for developing speaking skills. In order to achieve this, a systematic approach was used. I gradually prepared my class for the debate and improved my methods of work to avoid problems from the past. Now I will present the debate technique in Slovenian classes. I understand that this approach is not a novelty, especially not in the high schools. But I am aware that the use of debate in Slovene primary school is not rather common. In the ongoing school year, I started to use debate technique in literature classes in a group of 15 9th graders in level 3. And I have to explain that. In Slovene primary school, pupils in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade split into 3 levels according to their learning abilities in 3 major subjects: Slovene, Math, and English. The first level consists of pupils with lower learning abilities, the second of average pupils, and the third of pupils possessing extraordinary skills. So in this group of 15 pupils with extraordinary skills are also 8 girls that attend to a debate club and 6 among them who choose rhetoric as their optional subject as well. And those girls are perfect motivation for all other pupils in the group. And the workflow for debate in a class had 2 steps. First steps was for preliminary preparation for the debate for all shy pupils who are afraid to perform publicly. This group should be first given the chance to listen others and then gradually engaged in the debate. This gives them the opportunity to improve their self-certainty while speaking. And I use 2 methods. First was a round table, and the second one, the ride with the balloon. A round table is a very useful learning method to check the knowledge and analyze the discussed text. The topic of the first round table were school dances. This common theme proved to be successful since the pupils organized the first school dance at that time, and they were motivated to express their options, give arguments, and reject other opinions. And for discussions, they had to respect the ethical rules for dialogue, which are: all pupils take part, explain their options and give reasons for it, do not interrupt each other, listen to others, do not repeat what has already been said, be polite to others, speak formal Slovene, and follow the teacher who starts and finishes the debate and gives word to the speaker. This round table turned out that pupils were actively engaged in this. Their writer to put himself into their shoes, present reasons why their writer is the most important in terms of Slovene literature. Pupils were given 2 minutes for their presentation. Among 15 pupils, only the most 5 convincing ones should stay in the balloon, the others were thrown out. This exercise turned out to be successful. Pupils had to renew literature knowledge through a game, which gave them bigger motivation than only drill. They had to choose key characteristics and facts about their writer and to interpret them in a convincing manner, since they were figuratively fighting for their lives. In the game, the female debaters were definitely better in both convincing presentation and argumentation. And the second step was a debate developing. I formed a motion of the comparison of 2 authors. The motion was France Prešeren is more important for Slovene literature than Primož Trubar. And this debate need also a debate preparation, and it took 3 steps. The first step was homework. Pupils had to write down for the homework 3 accomplishments for Slovene literature of France Prešeren, which was the 19th century poet, and Primož Trubar, which was the author of the first Slovene book released in the 16th century. Then in the school I formed 3 groups of 5 pupils, and every member of a group had to present his or her homework to other members. Each group then picked 3 most successful arguments for France Prešeren and 3 most successful for Primož Trubar. Then groups presented the arguments, and we all together choose 3 most decisive pro and contra arguments. And all group members were ready for the debate statement, and they were familiar with the pro and contra arguments as they were formed by the pupils themselves. Then my job was to create the debate format, and this is not so easy work, because debate format, it needs to be customized for every separate group. All debate participants should have an active role in the debate, and the debate needs to end 10 minutes before the end of class. And I formed this debate format for a 45 minutes class and for 15 pupils. As you can see, there were 6 debaters, 4 questioners, 2 commentators, 2 media reporters, and 1 timekeeper. Debaters had 3 minutes for speech, the questioners 1 minute, and the commentators and reporters had 2 minutes. The whole debate time was 36 minutes because each team had 3 minutes for preparation. And yes, then I explain how to how to create speech, how to create arguments, and rules were delegated to the pupils. After a week, the debate was carried out, at first in Slovene language and then we prepared this debate in English, and now I will show you a short film of this debate. I hope, yeah. Where is the whole voice, please? Yeah, okay. But where is the voice? Sorry. We tried before it's working, now it's not. Sorry? Yeah. No film. And when will this stop? I have to. No, it's okay. It's not in at the beginning. It's okay. Only this? No, it's not good.
It's not connected.
It's not connected. Okay.
Please echo. Should start from here?
It's okay. We have no time, so it's okay. Five. But before it's working.
No,
No.
you said you don't want voice.
Okay, no film.
The engineer of the here at the top. Yeah.
One of them is playing. Yes. Okay. And then wherever you want to start.
No, it's okay. We will not to go to. Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't work. No, just I will go out of this, yeah. Give me my slides. Okay. Yeah. My pupils will not be very satisfied with this. Okay. Yeah, for the purpose of this debate, we needed 3 classes and 1 in English. It seems rather a lot, but then again, several goals written in the school curriculum were achieved, like critical thinking development, argumented understanding, oral performance, text creating, information search and selective reading, formal language use, listening to or the ability to take in texts, and link among subjects, English and Slovene. With this debate, all problems occurred in the past were no longer presented. And this kind of preparation and the debate itself gave a boost learning motivation. Pupils acquired new knowledge by their own activities, so it is safe to say their new knowledge is profound and can be used in several instances. You could hear in the film that pupils have fun in this preparation, in debate, and laughter are proven to be good learning motivation. And last but least, pupils start to realize the weight of a sole word, and they recognize that everyone can become a good speaker. And this is all. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, I think that I need help with answering. Yes.
Thank you for your talk. You mentioned a different format for each debate. I wondered if you could talk about
no,
that.
for each group, for each class, not
Right. So
because
for each
in
class.
every group has the number of the pupils are different in every group, so we have to prepare the format for every group separate. Yeah.
The gentleman at the front.
ما المقصود بالمناظرة؟ هل هي هنا تقديم معلومات أم هي وجهتي نظر مختلفتين وكل حول قضية معينة وكل فريق يؤيد رأيه؟
Well, no one's translating, so. No one is translating. So I don't know.
No questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He was asking what's meant by debate. Is this a presentation of information, or is it each has its own opinion and trying to relay that opinion?
Yes, this motion was for repeated knowledge, for learning new knowledge, and they have represent in this debate this new knowledge. Yeah.
Is there a winning team at the end?
Yes. We have two commentators during the debate, and one commentator was he speaked for one team and the other for another team, and TV reporter choose a winner of this debate. Yes.
Okay, the last question by Corey.
Okay. It's enough.
Oh, sorry.
شكرا أولا. إذا كان الطالب هو من سيختار النص فإنه من الممكن أن يختار نصا هزيلا لا يقدم معلومة مطلوبة حسب منهجية معينة تحقق أهداف تعليمية مرجوة. فماذا نفعل حينئذ؟
If you give the student the opportunity to choose their own text and have the freedom to do whatever they want in terms of debating.
Sometimes yes, but in this this motion I formed. But sometimes yes, especially when we make a round table. They can choose a motion.
Okay, we've got one more question. I think it was Corey who was next, yeah?
And I'll try to make it quick.
Yeah.
Metka, the question they had is similar to the question I asked Andrea in terms of the language that they're using. Do you notice that they make more rapid progress in their own native tongue or when they're struggling with a new language, and how do you overcome that?
Yeah, we try to speak formal, especially in Slovene class, and it's difficult because my language in my part of Slovenia is not very so much dialects than in Andrea's part, but there are still still have problems, and I warn them all the time, and but this position they have to be speak in front of the class. It's very good for training. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We have to finish. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.